How many of us have friends? Girlfriends, they'll do anything. My girlfriends, watch this. My girlfriends. Ooh, did y'all hear that? My girlfriends, they'll do thick and thin. I don't even know the lyrics to this theme song. Do not judge me. I'm more of a we are living single. And I was born in 1995. Welcome to today's episode. Based on my intro, you can clearly tell that this episode is going to be about how to make friends as an adult. Okay? And if you're new here, thank you for being here, and I want you to like, comment, or subscribe, and also ring that notification bell. And if you're returning to my channel, thank you for coming back, and I love you. Okay, so this episode is going to be a little bit shorter, but I really want to just share my experience and give you some tips on how to make friends as an adult. So with that being said, let's get started. But first, we shall drink. I don't think people know this, but I'm fasting right now and I'm not drinking alcohol amongst a lot of other things I'm not doing. So drink for today would be an Olipop strawberry vanilla. I absolutely love this brand. Even if I wasn't fasting, I still drink this. Oh, yes. Making friends as an adult can be so intimidating because in the past, the way we used to make friends was based on proximity. Like, we'll see the same people at school, at work, at church. And also, I realized, those type of friendships don't really require a lot of effort. But also, too, at the same time, that's the greatest way to naturally make the best type of friendships, in my opinion. But like, what happens when that proximity diminishes? Like, what happens if that forced emphasis on forced proximity diminishes? Like, how do you make friends as an adult? Based on my experience, I am a true introvert when I first meet people, but it wasn't until after college when the people I was hanging around, began to move away and also started to hang out with the people who had more proximity or common interests, with them. And, with that happening, of course, I started to feel super alone. And I was so upset because I didn't have the skill of learning how to make friends without that forced proximity. Learning how to make friends is literally a skill, and I really, really definitely realized that. Now, I do have friends, but that diminished greatly after college. And side note, after college, I was really, really heavily involved with this guy, but it wasn't until I had to let him go, and then I had to sit around and be like, oh shit, I don't really got much people around me. Okay, it's time for me to make some friends. And you know what? It's totally okay to cultivate new friendships if you already have friends. Also, too, we are constantly growing and evolving. And with that, you tend to lose friends, and that's totally okay. Sometimes your values aren't aligned or simply life just lets the friendship fizzle out, and it's totally okay. So let's start with the tips. First tip, make friends with mutual friends. And the mutual friends need to come from like a best friend or a close friend. Personally, this is my favorite type of way of making friends because it's less intimidating. And you know me, I'm an introvert, so I like making friends that way too. And it kind of serves a small smidge of trust, but that's just use your discernment with that. So for example, so say your best friend has a birthday dinner and she invites people from all aspects of her life, And of course, there's a table, there's people, and you guys get to having a conversation. So, what if one of her friends and you share a common interest? It could be about anything. Making friends can be super intimidating, but this personally is the most non-threatening way of making new friends. This can also go for social media too. Like, you know how they have that mutual friends thing under people's profile pic? You could probably find a lot of things in common with one of those people. It can come from fashion, it can come from TV, it can be like a foodie, like me, I'm a foodie. Like, you could probably on Instagram and you see their stories and stuff that they post, and you're like, oh wait, like I find interest in that too, or this person seems really cool. Maybe you should go out of your way and reach out to them and, initiate hanging out, or just initiate conversation and then naturally hang out with the person. Next tip: try joining a club or activity or a hobby, something that interests you. You need something that you need to join that shares a common interest. I keep saying common interest because that brings proximity. This can be yoga, Pilates, pottery, poetry, book club. This can literally be anything. You just need to find something that goes in routine, that people will constantly show up to. This will also help you gain friends naturally. Next tip is to try joining an interest group and social group in your city. You can usually find this on social media. The other day, I was on the phone with my friend, and she recently moved to North Carolina, and she was telling me how it is kind of hard to make friends in a new city. She really didn't know where to start. Yeah, we could go to the bar alone or go eat out at a restaurant alone, but I know for me, that's super unnatural for me to put myself out there and make friends, because if I see someone sitting at a restaurant alone or sitting at a bar alone, I assume that they kind of want to be alone, so I just leave them alone. I rather seek out social events or social groups because the intention of actually meeting people is there. I'm more obligated to approach them. I am all about intention. Another good way to make friends as an adult is joining Bumble BFF. This is an honorable mention. Bumble BFF. Okay, for real, y'all. I was listening to my favorite podcast this past week, and they said something that really got me all the way together. They literally said some of y'all need to stop finding people to literally and really try to start looking for friends. And that literally was a word for me. That is a word. Because at one point I was just like, but yeah, find a buddy, not a buddy. But yeah, my sister, she lives in Atlanta, and she used my advice. She actually used the app, and she was able to find like some solid friends that she's able to hang out with. I don't know how often she hangs out with them, but I think she was able to create like a group of friends using the app. And also too, I also use the app. I just wanted to try it out to see if it really works. And honestly, it definitely was a trial and error, but I was able to find like one solid good friend, and I love her. Now, I'm not saying this app is going to help you find your maid of honor, or maybe I don't know, but like maid of honor or bridal party, but I'm just saying, like, lose your expectations. This is still an app. Treat it like a dating app, but there's no romantic involvement around it. I mean, it's still like you're still going to go through trial and error, I mean, not every person you meet on the app is going to be your ultimate best friend, or you're not going to get 100% chemistry. But if you stick to it and be consistent, you may find someone who is worthwhile, and probably they will become one of your best friends. They will become your maid of honor, but just let loose. Next tip is to open your mind to what your friend could look like. So for example, say that you're creative and you only gravitate towards creative people. So what if you come across an accountant or a banker? Those people could be probably one of the funniest type of people that you ever met, and they could be probably a really good friend to you. Also too, what about someone that is 10 years older than you? You never know, like that person could be the most loyal person in your life. Open your mind, because you'll probably find something that you've always been missing. Last tip: follow up. follow up. This is the key to friendships. Follow up with people. I struggle with this a lot because life be life. Ask follow-up questions. Like if you have a conversation with someone and you guys talk about a TV show or a makeup product, follow up with that person. Like, let them know, like, hey, I watched that TV show you recommended, or hey, I tried that makeup product that we were talking about the other day. Like, follow up with that person. Like, start conversations with those people. Also, initiate the next hangout with them if the vibe is right. If you want to have friends, you have to prioritize them as well as maintain them. Life can get super overwhelming and busy, and I totally understand that. But you cannot sit here and say that you don't have friends if you don't try. Just know that you're not alone when it comes to trying to make friends. You just have to put yourself out there. Also, get some relief in knowing that people around you are also trying to make new friends as well. Oh, and please, please, please do not get caught up in numbers. Having one friend versus having 1,000 friends is way more fulfilling. Trust me. No, let me say it like this. Having one good friend versus having 1,000 surface level, 1,000 surface level type of friends brings more value and fulfillment into a person's life. Choose quality over quantity. So that includes our episode for today. Today was really a short episode, but I really do hope this episode finds you in good spirits, and I hope you found something helpful in this video. I know that these things really did help me make friends as an adult. So I encourage you to definitely get out there. We got to make friends somehow. So yeah. Please don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe. And I will see you soon. Oh, and happy Black History Month.